or yeah.
Okay, in all that studying you did, if there was one key piece of information you learned that that you feel like everybody should know and could benefit from, what is that?
Ooh. That we're all human having the same experience. And I think it's simply said, and I think if you repeat that to yourself quite enough, it takes away a lot of the angst that humans live with. So a lot of our existential pains come from the fact that it's me alone and I feel isolated, right? I have these problems and everybody else, I have problems, but it's not like me. And it is just like you. It is literally just like you. And all these people you come across, just like you. They might be aware, they might not be aware. The only difference between a person and another, so a human and another, is their level of consciousness, their level of energy. So how much introspection they have and how much awareness they have of what's going on. But it's going on. Whether they know it or not, it's going on. Exactly. Yeah, and it's all the same. And I think there's a comfort in that. And there's a peace that comes with that when we are able to relate to one another and say, I see you because I see me. Because I see me, I can see you. And I know that you go through pains and you go through anxiety and you go through depression and you go through this and that and fears. And you're sometimes in the future and sometimes in the past and struggle to be in the present. And we're all in the same boat.
Very nice. So at some point you started doing one-on-one coaching with people after all of the studying and all of the learning. I'd say the bit that I'd like to talk about with the one-on-one is you said you did a lot of one-on-one coaching with Emiratis.
Yes. Now,
I'm born and raised in London. I've been here for 4 years. A lot of people like me have only been here recently.
Yes.
As you said, it was almost empty.
Correct.
However many years ago. What would you say was the common issue that you were kind of coaching the local Emirati people through?
Well, of course, there's the human basic issues.
Yeah.
But I would say the main theme would be adapting, because the Emiratis were raised with a completely different set of beliefs and values, obviously, because between this generation and their parents, there's about 3 generations of progress. Not, so
it's not gradual. It's a very, very quick change.
So you might be able to relate to your dad and then say, okay, I relate to my dad mostly, but it's not that much of a gap. But between them and their parents, it's a giant gap on all levels. So they have a foot here and a foot here. So they've got a foot in this modern, amazing, flamboyant, crazy Dubai that's, taking over the world. And they've got a foot in tradition, a religion, simplicity, old values. And it's very hard to manage that. So what I've noticed is a lot of the issues were identity issues. So who am I, right? And who am I mostly is, who am I to be acceptable? So if I'm trying to please my family and my people, I need to be this. But then to fit into this new world, I kind of need to be this. And they're not okay with this. So how do I figure that one out?
2 completely different, as you said, 2 completely different worlds. And it's what you're saying about fitting in or belonging or kind of being part of something is very important as humans. We all kind of, I think that's like something innate in all of us. And if you have, as you're saying, a family at home, which is one extreme way, that way, and then the outside world is something completely different, you can kind of get torn between the 2, or maybe you end up on one side or the other side.
Well, what I think mostly happens is they're on both sides and they're exhausted, because it's exhausting to live kind of 2 different personas, 2 different lives for a lot of people, and they don't gel, which means there's quite a bit of deceit. There's quite a bit of lying, quite a bit of not having to open up, and not sharing all sorts of things with the people that we love, which are our family, etc. So it's like,
and then even with your friends, now when you go out and you're meeting all these people, there may be a side, like a family side, that you're kind of not, you're not trying to shine a light on.
So a lot of them can't live most in the open, or they'll have a lot of privacy in their life because they can't really show so much of the things that they do in the modern life and the more,
So I guess now with the way that Dubai has become, the younger generation of Emiratis, I guess, are going to have a different dynamic